The greatest illusion. For centuries, sages, mystics, and philosophers have spoken of a reality beyond form and thought, an eternal presence untouched by time and space. They call it the formless, not a deity as religions often describe, not an entity to be worshipped, but the very essence of existence itself. It is the source from which all things emerge and the foundation into which all things dissolve. Yet paradoxically, though this reality is ever present, we do not see it. Instead, we are trapped in a world of multiplicity, division, and illusion. Our senses deceive us, leading us to believe that the transient is permanent, the fleeting is meaningful, and the false is real. We build our lives upon appearances, rarely questioning the deeper nature of what lies beneath. However, those who have looked beyond, those who have stripped away illusion, speak of something profound. They tell us that beneath the noise, beyond the distractions of the material world, there exists a state of pure awareness, limitless and unchanging. They tell us that we are not separate from it, that the very essence of this universe, the very source of creation, is the same essence that dwells within us. Why does this matter? Why should we care? Because to understand the formless is to understand ourselves. To recognize its presence is to awaken from the dream of limitation, to transcend suffering, and to move beyond the cycle of birth, struggle, and decay. This is not mere philosophy, it is experience. It is truth waiting to be realized. Now open your mind, step beyond what you have been told. The illusion is about to shatter. The one and the many. Why separation is an illusion, look around. Everywhere you turn, you see difference, countless forms, endless variations. The vastness of the sky, the solidity of the earth, the ceaseless motion of life. You perceive yourself as one among billions, separate from the world, distinct from others. You have your name, your past, your identity. It all feels undeniably real, but is it? This is the greatest illusion. The illusion of multiplicity, the belief that we are separate, that the universe is fragmented into countless parts. Yet the truth is that the macrocosm and the microcosm are not different. The universe and the individual arise from the same source. Like waves upon the ocean's surface, they appear distinct but are never separate from the waters beneath them. Consider the sky. Clouds drift effortlessly, seemingly detached from one another. But are they truly separate, or are they simply patterns within the same boundless sky? The clouds may shift, break apart, and form anew, yet the sky remains unchanged, ever present, untouched by their movement. This is the nature of reality. We too appear as individuals distinct from the whole, but just as the clouds are not separate from the sky, we are not separate from the One. What we call the self is merely a temporary expression of something far greater, something infinite, formless, and eternal. Yet our senses deceive us. The world appears solid, tangible. We experience pain, joy, and struggle. We chase desires, seek meaning in the impermanent, and divide the world into this and that, self and other. And so we mistake appearance for reality. We believe the many are real and forget the one that holds everything together. This is why the world is described as relatively real. It exists, but only in the way a dream exists while we are asleep. During a dream, the experience feels vivid, unquestionable. We interact with people, places, and events. We feel emotions, respond to situations, and believe in the dream world as though it is real. But then we wake up, and suddenly the dream dissolves, the people, the places, gone. And we realize it was never real to begin with. So what if this reality, the one we believe in now, is also just a dream? One day we wake up and see that everything we believed to be real was merely a temporary illusion, projected upon something infinitely greater. The wise have spoken of this for centuries. They tell us that the world is neither fully real nor fully unreal. It is like a mirage, appearing tangible yet vanishing upon closer inspection. It is pragmatically real, real enough for daily life, real enough to experience, but ultimately unreal because it is always changing. And what is true reality? That which does not change, that which is constant, unshaken, eternal. And that reality, the only true reality, is the one, the formless, the boundless, the infinite. But how do we wake up? How do we break free from the illusion? The first step is recognition, to see beyond the surface, beyond the illusion of multiplicity. To understand that no matter what form something takes, no matter how different things may appear, everything emerges from the same source. You are not separate from the universe. You are not a fragment lost among countless others. You are the whole, appearing as the part. And when you realize this, truly realize it, the illusion begins to shatter. This is only the beginning. The journey to truth continues, the nature of the formless God, beyond thought and description. We like to name things, organize them, and understand them. We define everything by its shape, purpose, and connection to other things. This helps us navigate the world. But what if we come across something that can't be named, contained, or fully understood? This is the mystery of the formless God. It is not just another being, nor something to be worshipped, feared, or loved like a person. It has no traits, no limits, and no actions. It does not move because it exists beyond space. It does not change because it exists beyond time. It simply is. Trying to describe it is impossible. The moment we put it into words, we change its true nature. Words exist in a world of opposites, light and dark, good and bad, creation and destruction. But the formless God is beyond all opposites. It is not something you can know like an object, a person, or an idea. It is the foundation from which all thoughts arise. Imagine explaining fire to someone who has never seen it. You can describe how it moves, how warm it is, and how it gives light. But no words can make them truly understand it until they feel its heat for themselves. In the same way, the formless God cannot be understood through books or philosophy. It must be experienced. How can you experience it? By quieting your mind, letting go of thoughts, and giving up the illusion of being separate. The formless God is not far away. It is here now, within you and everything else. It is the silent awareness behind your thoughts, the stillness behind all movement. But as long as you seek it with the mind, you will never find it. Knowing the formless God is not about understanding. It is about becoming. You must let go of all that is temporary and rest in the eternal presence that has always been. This cannot be taught. It can only be realized. And once you realize it, there is no going back. Maya, how the illusion of reality is created. In the beginning, there was only one, endless, infinite, and formless. It needed nothing and lacked nothing. But from this stillness, something stirred, a whisper, a will. I am one, I will be many. And so the illusion of creation was born. But what is this illusion? It is not a trick or a lie. It is a veil, like a dream, that allows the one to appear as many. It is like waves moving on a still ocean. This illusion is called Maya, and it works through three forces that shape reality. These forces are called the gunas. The first force is sattva, which brings clarity, wisdom, and balance. When Maya moves through sattva, it reveals truth. It leads to deep understanding and an awareness of the divine in all things. It is the energy of light, peace, and harmony. People on the path of wisdom follow sattva to seek the eternal. The second force is rajas, which creates movement, ambition, and desire. Rajas is fire. It is energy, drive, and hunger. It fuels creation, but also causes struggle. It pushes people to act, to chase, and to conquer. It is behind every achievement and every conflict. It is neither good nor bad. It simply drives the cycle of life. The third force is tamas, which brings darkness, laziness, and stagnation. It holds things down and hides the truth. When Maya moves through tamas, it creates ignorance and confusion. It keeps people stuck in illusions, trapped in bad habits and false beliefs. It is the resistance to growth, like being asleep while life moves on. These three forces, sattva, rajas, and tamas, exist in everything and in every moment. They shape how we experience life. A person with more sattva seeks wisdom and peace. Someone ruled by rajas is driven by ambition and struggle. A person stuck in tamas remains unaware and lost in illusion. But here's the secret. No matter which force controls you, they are all part of the same illusion. They are all part of the dream. Maya affects how you see the world, but it is not the world itself. It is a filter that keeps you believing in separation, conflict, and struggle. But once you see through the illusion, you are free. You start to remember. You start to awaken. Because the one was never truly many. The many were always the one. The mirror analogy, how perception is distorted. When you look in a mirror, you see a reflection of yourself. But that reflection is not really you. It's just an image, a reversed copy of what is real. Now imagine the mirror is covered in dust and dirt. The image becomes unclear and distorted. But the distortion is not in you, it's in the mirror. This is how illusion works. The true, formless God, the ultimate reality, never changes. But when we try to see this reality through the mirror of illusion, we see a distorted version of the truth. It appears as the world, as ourselves, as everything we think is real. But what we see is not reality. It is just a reflection, filtered through the mind's distortions. Not everyone sees the reflection the same way. How clear it looks depends on the mirror. If the mirror is clean and still, the reflection is clear. This is the state of sattva, which represents peace, wisdom, and purity. In this state, illusion becomes weak and the truth shines through. One begins to understand that God is not separate or far away. God is everything. If the mirror is shaking and moving, the image becomes blurry and unstable. This is rajas, the state of passion, desire, and ambition. The truth is still there, but it is difficult to see clearly. A person in this state is constantly striving, reaching, and struggling, always caught in motion but never at peace. If the mirror is covered in thick dust, nothing can be seen at all. This is tamas, the state of ignorance and darkness. The reflection is completely hidden, and the truth is invisible. In this state, people believe only in the physical world and forget their true divine nature. But no matter how dirty or distorted the mirror becomes, the reality behind it never changes. God is still there, untouched by illusion. Only our perception is affected, and here is the key. The mirror can be cleaned. The dust can be wiped away and the illusion can fade. When that happens, the truth is finally revealed. Transcending the illusion, the path to liberation. How do we escape illusion? Not by fighting it or running from it, but by seeing through it. The illusion of separation, form, and self exists only because we believe in it. We hold on to names, identities, and material things, mistaking them for reality. But the moment we stop chasing illusions, they begin to disappear. This is the path to liberation, understanding that the world is not the ultimate reality. Everything we see, pleasure, pain, desire, is temporary. What is here today will be gone tomorrow. The body, the mind, and the identity we hold on to are not permanent. And what is not permanent cannot be real. Detaching from illusion. This doesn't mean rejecting life or running away from the world. It means seeing things as they really are, just passing reflections like a dream. You move through life without being attached, like a traveler passing through a city that is not his home. You play your role, but you do not mistake it for who you truly are. Realizing that your soul is not separate from the divine. You are not a small broken piece of something greater. You are the whole, appearing in a temporary form. A drop of water is not separate from the ocean, and a wave is not apart from the sea. It only seems that way when viewed from the surface, but beneath it, everything is the same. Letting go of the idea of a separate creator. The idea of a personal God ruling over existence disappears. Who is the creator? Not an external being, not a distant power, but the very essence of existence itself. The formless, eternal source from which everything comes and to which everything returns. Once you realize this, once the illusion of separation is broken, there is nothing left to seek. No world to chase, no veil to block the truth. There is only the one, the infinite, the formless. And in that moment, everything becomes still. The struggle ends. The search is over. You do not become enlightened. You realize that you always were. You do not reach liberation. You remember that you were never bound. This is transcendence. Not escaping reality, but returning to what has always been real. Not searching for something new, but coming home to what you have always been. The illusion ends the moment you stop believing in it. And when it does, only the formless God remains. The ultimate realization. You are the divine. Within, deep inside you, beyond your thoughts, fears, and desires, there is something vast and unchanging. It has no name, no form, and no identity. It simply is. This silent awareness, this stillness beneath all movement, is your true self. It is the source of everything, yet it has been forgotten. For lifetimes you have believed yourself to be small, limited, and bound by time and the physical world. But the truth is, you are divine. You have never been separate from it. This realization is the end of searching, the moment you awaken and see that the divine has been within you all along. To realize this truth, you must first ask yourself, what level of awareness am I at? Are you caught in the pursuit of material things, pleasure, possessions, and status? Are you constantly struggling, chasing achievements and success? Or have you begun to seek something deeper, truth, wisdom, and clarity? Your desires reveal where you are on this path. If you are still chasing things in the external world, you remain trapped in illusion. Liberation begins when you turn inward, when you stop looking for happiness in temporary things and seek the eternal truth within you. And for this, there is only one path: meditation. Meditation is not just sitting in silence or repeating rituals. Those are only surface-level practices. True meditation is about dissolving illusions, dissolving thoughts, dissolving the false self, and seeing reality as it is. There are stages to this process. The first one is ritual, external practices that prepare the mind. The second is concentration, learning to focus and quiet the distractions of the restless mind. The third is meditation, the gradual fading of thoughts and the false sense of self. The fourth is bliss, the moment when the mind completely dissolves and only pure awareness remains. Many people fail because they stay stuck in external practices. They perform rituals but never move beyond them. They say words but never enter silence. They try to meditate but refuse to let go of their identity, the very thing that must dissolve for awakening to happen. To truly awaken, you must surrender completely. Let go of everything you think you are. Let go of everything you think you know. Step beyond all concepts, beliefs, and illusions until nothing remains but the truth. And the truth is this: you are not separate. You never were. You are the divine within. There is no more waiting, no more searching. The time to wake up is now.